Hi, I'm Saad, CEO and co-founder of Citelighter.
I'm Jokl, COO and co-founder of Citelighter. Yeah, I mean, we've actually made, well, as Saad was saying, when we first moved here, it was him by himself. So we clearly hired a lot of Baltimore-based employees. We've hired a number of people straight out of the classroom, some really, really bright former educators that were very tech-savvy came in to help us create our, what we call implementation department, basically customer support and helping students and teachers get on the platform and be able to use it effectively. We've hired lots of salespeople, sales leaders. I mean, there really is a great network of people that you can tap into to fill out almost any role in a company. We're going to be building out our development team, and we know that there's going to be plenty of talent in that pool as well.
Going back to my earlier point about the educational ecosystem within Baltimore, we have the former director of literacy that we hired from Sylvan. We have the former director of operations who managed 700 Sylvan centers. We've got talent from Laureate. We've got VPs of sales from Blackboard. We recently were able to find a VP of business development from a Baltimore-based company that we can mention shortly. That was a very strategic hire for us to go start tackling state and larger district level contracts. I mean, you get Comcast, you get Verizon that knows how to build inside sales infrastructures that is not prevalent within education as well too. If we started over, we would create a revenue generating company from day one that we know could pay the bills and would allow us to go cash flow positive before we made our first couple key hires.
I mean, looking back on it, I wish that we had started the company in Baltimore because a lot of the things that we struggled with in New York, again, partly because of the access that places like Beta-More would create for us, we would not have had to struggle with down here.
Beta-More for two guys coming to Baltimore for the first time was kind of like it's kind of like oxygen in a sense, because you don't necessarily know where to go, you don't necessarily know who to meet, and Greg Cangelosi and Mike Brenner, when he was at Beta-More, took us in and literally said, "What do you guys need?" and stopped at nothing to cultivate those channels, whether it was helping us find someone to build a website and helping us do marketing copy, helping us look for additional potential partners to help us fundraise. Now, we were just incredibly fortunate that Greg and John are good friends as well too, and that they helped us find additional investors. Now, when Jen came into Beta-More, it was a completely different game, in the sense that our company was expanding incredibly rapidly. You know, we went from 2 people to about 33 or 34 desks in 18 months. And Lee and I have a lot of demands, just because we had to make sure we nurture the company and make sure it grows the appropriate way. And Jen did everything she possibly could in her power to make sure that happened. She helped us get press. She helped us personally manage our own psychology very often. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was just talking with a couple of entrepreneurs last week, and it just a lot of my advice, they came in asking for advice on, they're very early starting a company, and it just kept coming back to, Jen could help with that, or Beta-More would offer that. I mean, every single thing that one would need to start a company, they can provide access to it. These people, you want to form a company, you need legal advice. They know lawyers. You need accounting advice. They know accounting firms. They have access to everything that you would need. And not only that, but the foot traffic that comes through there is incredible. I mean, Steve Case was just there. There's just always something happening at Beta-More. And that's actually a big reason why we wanted to stay so close to Beta-More, and choosing this location was now we're only, I could walk there, but I typically don't. It's like a less than a minute drive back over there for, to still be part of the community as much as we can.
And we didn't want to leave Beta-More. Yeah. To be perfectly clear, we had to leave Beta-More just because they couldn't house us anymore.